4, 3, 2, 1. Can I just get everyone's attention, please? Okay, I'm going to mark the roll. Okay, everyone's here today, so we have a full house. Sorry, my screen just turned off. What happened there? Okay, so today we're starting a new topic. It's Introduction to the Economic Environment. And our learning targets for today are: I can define economics, I can differentiate between microeconomics and macroeconomics, and I can identify major economists and their principles. I'm just going to give you guys a few minutes to write that down. Okay, moving on. So, as a group discussion, as a current issue, why are fuel prices rising, and has the rise of fuel prices impacted you or anyone you know? For me personally, fuel prices have impacted me as an individual. For example, I used to pay $50 driving a small car for a full tank with unleaded petrol, but now I pay $100 for a full tank. So the cost in petrol for me has doubled. Over here, I put some images as well, so to show you how different servers have different petrol prices. And I put a picture up of Qantas as well, because as if you've heard recently, Qantas has had to increase the prices of their domestic flights due to the ongoing fuel crisis. But yeah, I'll give you guys a minute to discuss amongst yourselves. Okay, moving on. We're going to watch now a short video clip about the fuel crisis and how with the Easter long weekend just one day away, some Aussies are opting to not go through with their Easter plans. I'm going to just put this up for us now. Sorry, just give me a second.
We're driving like 4 hours a day, and then 2 hours a couple of days coming back. $100. My friend drives diesel, so it's a bit rubbish.
I'm staying home this Easter, so I'm planning not to drive anywhere. I've got golf locked in, time with the family, got some other sport locked in, so I think we'll just be walking down to Coogee and having a few beers and having a feed and playing the beach, but yeah, it hasn't affected our plans yet, thankfully.
Yeah, no, not hugely, to be honest. I have a 6-month-old at home, so yeah, I wasn't going to get here anyway, to be frank.
Yeah, my parents live out west of Sydney, so, always a bit of consideration being on the road for a bit longer, but, hoping that there's a bit of an end in sight for the high prices and just working right through it for the meantime.
We're really considering using public transport instead. It's hard when the metro is shut down, or we've just got to go to local parks and things and try not to use the car.
I guess, I'm going away, so, you can't really travel up with, the prices, and I'm an apprentice, so I'm on a low wage, so trying to fill up. I filled up last night, I think it was over $100 and stuff, and yeah, it doesn't really help. It keeps going up and up.
Well, we've got a little kid at home, so we can't travel much anyway, but when we do travel, we will probably use public transport instead.
Yeah. Not impacted because I am not really going out of town, so yeah.
It's pretty high. I mean, it's pretty high everywhere. So it's going up to 4 now, almost there, bro.
Okay, back to our presentation. Okay, so what did you guys get from that video? For me personally, watching this video, we can tell that Australians have been impacted by the fuel prices. A lot of people have had to change their plans. A lot of people are planning to take public transport instead or not go out on the Easter weekend. A lot of people are working and it's cutting into their wage. So the fuel crisis has been having an obvious impact on expenditure. Okay, moving on to this activity now. So we're going to just write down some key definitions, and you need to have your workbook workbook out and you need to have your pens ready. So what is an economy? An economy is a system where goods and services are produced, distributed and consumed. I'm going to give you guys a minute to write that down. Okay, moving on. What is economics? So, economics is a social science primarily concerned with analyzing the choices that individuals, businesses, governments, and nations make to allocate limited resources. I'm going to give you guys a minute to write that down. Okay, moving on to the two key concepts of microeconomics and macroeconomics. So these are like big picture ideas on economics. So microeconomics is the branch of economics that examines the behavior of consumers, households and firms in making decisions regarding the allocation of limited resources. And macroeconomics analyzes the economy as a whole, where it looks at large-scale phenomena such as national income, unemployment rates, inflation, and overall economic growth. Okay, moving on to our last activity. For Think, Pair, Share, what decisions do you make every day involving money? So we're going to discuss first amongst each other, and then we're going to go back to the classroom and come up with a brainstorm of what sort of decisions involve money. So I've put up some examples here to start us out. For example, shopping is an everyday decision. Buying things on discount, choosing whether or not to buy a coffee,